Hodgkinson died living out of his car in Alexandria, Virginia, and showering at the local YMCA. He was someone who went from writing about his anger to violently carrying it out.
Many, including former Mayor Bill Ewell, telling 11 News they knew him as the guy with the laptop at the Y every morning.
And he always took a position where he could look out the front entrance of the Y over to the ball field, which, again, you don't pay a lot of attention to that until now that you know what's happened. And then you say, oh my God, okay, he was, scouting out.
Within days, he drove to a Washington, D.C. suburb and on Wednesday targeted Republican lawmakers. The 66-year-old opened fire at a congressional baseball practice with a .30 caliber semi-automatic rifle and a 9mm handgun.
Congressman Williams was injured running for cover in the dugout yesterday. He's planning to be the third base coach.
We had generation at dugout. We all bonded. So,
Representative Steve Scalise underwent a third surgery today. 3 others were shot and 2 others hurt in that shooting.
And not knowing what it is as I'm standing up to bat at the plate, and then hearing the words, "Run, he's got a gun."
But this year's edition is anything but normal. The number 3 Republican in the House, Steve Scalise, remains in critical condition after being shot yesterday.
He remains in critical condition after a third surgery.
I'm so sad. So sad.
Investigators remain in Alexandria, where the baseball diamond and immediate area are a crime scene.
Their neighborhood still crawling with investigators.
It just feels really surreal. Yesterday, I was there, not right when it happened, but I came in about 5 minutes later before they closed off the block, and that was strange enough, but today is a bit stranger.
The FBI has already recovered 2 weapons, a 9mm handgun and a rifle. A trace of the firearms determined they were legally purchased by Hodgkinson.
Even before looking at a gun, a customer needs a firearm owner's identification card, and there is up to a 3-day wait before taking a gun home.
Her neighbors in downstate Belleville, which is just across the Mississippi River from St. Louis, are shaken by all the attention the shooting has brought their city.
It's shocking and unfortunate that any person in their beliefs or what they don't like about government or somebody else, whether it's sports, whether it's the laws, whether it's taxes, whatever it is, it's unfortunate they feel their only solution to getting their point across is by using violence and shooting and killing somebody. We all know that obviously doesn't solve the problem, and it's unfortunate that this individual felt that that's what it came to, but you just can't predict what people are going to do.
He was at all the parties. He was the jokester of the party. He was always happy-go-lucky. It just took me by surprise.
We're learning more about the deranged gunman who opened fire on members of Congress.
I was totally shocked. In fact, I was shaking for about an hour once I learned it was him, just because you can't believe that it's somebody that you knew and called a friend at one time in your life.
Out on the vast cornfields of Belleville, Illinois, hunters are common. But days before he left town, one neighbor asked the sheriff for protection from Hodgkinson and his gun.
And we were in the backyard here with our 2 young grandkids, 6 and 3, and they were playing. It was a nice March day, and all of a sudden I heard 2 really loud gunshots. Bang, bang, like that.
Unlawful couldn't believe it when he learned his neighbor with the gun was the madman who tried to assassinate the congressman.
You read about these things in the paper and see things on TV, and here it was in our own backyard. And I knew it was a high-powered rifle. He just looked across to the center of the woods down there, and he puts this thing up to his shoulder and shot 3 more times.
We heard the shots, and which aren't unusual in this area.
We just made sure that, he knew about the safety risks, and there is homes around here, and that we wanted to make sure that he understood all that. And once he did, he stopped.
And I didn't see anything in any reports that he was ever hostile. And on the actual call where he was shooting the gun, he was more than respectful to the officer that responded out here, and even said he was going to stop shooting and understood what the officer said.
And we have learned that James Hodgkinson was actually banned from a county office back in 2003 for what is being described as inappropriate behavior.
99% are getting pushed around and and the 1% are just not giving a.
That's James Hodgkinson, 6 years ago at an Occupy protest in St. Louis.
That attack was the assassination attempt 6 years ago that left Gabby Giffords with a severe brain injury.
I'm so sad. So sad.
The gunman's wife says she is shocked about this attack and she had no idea what her husband was planning. She said she thought her husband had gone to Washington to work on tax policy.
She says she was shocked when a reporter called to tell her that James was shot dead by Capitol Police after he went on a shooting rampage at the baseball field.
I had no idea this was going to happen, and I don't know what to say about it. I can't wrap my head around it. I can't believe he did this. I cannot believe it. I don't even know who was shot. They haven't, no.
She found out from a news reporter calling her. It wasn't even the FBI calling her yet. The news called her first. Somehow got her number.
I can't believe he did this. I cannot believe it. And I just want you all to go away and leave my neighbors in peace. They don't deserve this.
One silver lining here, the shooting incident dramatically increased ticket sales, and so far they've already raised more than $1 million for local charities. That's double what they raised last year.
The Republican and Democratic teams are tied with 39 wins each, making tonight, of course, a tiebreaker.
Now is the time to come together. Be responsible. Democrats, Republicans, everyone.